Hi, it's Scott Bywater here, and I've actually turned the settings to make the color of this a bit different. It's actually in the country setting, so I thought with the background it sort of suited. But the reason I'm on here today is I want to talk about how to get your Facebook ads read. So as people are scrolling through their feeds, how do you make your actual Facebook ad stand out so people just stop and they pay attention? And what I'm going to cover today is I'm going to cover three things that you absolutely must do. Because what we've got is we've got a very distracted world. So as someone's going through their Facebook feed, there's all these things pulling at them. That's what they're, there's different things pulling at them to go this way, that way, this way, that way. Hey, Mark, how are you? And if you look at why you joined this actual call now, and this live webinar, sorry, not webinar, this live Facebook feed, something grabbed you and pulled you in. So let me take you through the three things. So number one is you need to look at understanding your prospect. So who is your prospect? It all starts from actually fully understanding that prospect. What's going through their mind? What are their fears? What are their concerns? What's keeping them up at night? What's actually happening in their world? Because once you fully understand your prospect, you're going to be able to write to them, and that's really the key with all of this. So you'll be able to write to them very, very clearly. So the next thing you want to do is you want to enter the conversation going on in their mind, and this is really key. So you want to look at what is the conversation going on in their mind. So if we look at, let's just take a generic business like a mechanic, for example. So if we look at a mechanic as such, what's the conversation going on in someone's mind? They're worried that perhaps they're going on holidays and they're worried perhaps their car isn't in good enough shape. So if that's the case, and I don't know if it is, but a simple thing like, is your car ready for the holidays would grab their attention. A simple thing as, let's say you've got toe pain, and a simple question such as toe pain ? Could grab someone's attention. If you know that, let's say you're a web designer and you know that your market isn't getting what they need from their web designer, they're not getting leads from their website, then you can target that. So you can have something along the lines of, are you getting, is your website leaking money? Is it sucking money out of you? Hey Nero, how are you? Good to see you here. So this is this is really really key. I'm just swiping here so I can see the any comments and that sort of thing. It's giving me this. So anyway, I'm not sure if I can see that. That's all good. So what we've got here is we've got this. We're finding out who our target market is, and the thing with Facebook ads are very easy because you're targeting by your target market. So you're saying, I want to target 35 to 50-year-old women who love crochet, for example. So the deeper that you can understand their, that target market, the better ads you're going to write. I was listening to something the other day where a songwriter was actually saying that what he used to do, and one of the reasons he could create hit songs, is he would go and talk to women about their issues, and then he would take that wording and throw it into their songs. And you want to be doing the exact same thing with your target market and with your customers as well. Geez, my hair looks so much grey. I mean, it is going a bit grey, but it looks so much greyer in this, in this way of, in the way I've set up the imaging anyway. So that's really key. So you're entering the conversation that people have going on their mind. Now, the third thing, okay, is what we call the four U's. So once you've written that headline, to drag in your target market, you go through it and you do four things. You say, is this headline useful? So you number one, is this headline useful? You number two, is this headline unique? You number three, is this headline urgent? And you number four, is this headline ultra specific? So we're looking at four things, the four U's. You might want to write them down: unique, urgent, useful, ultra specific. So let me give you an example of this. You know, let's say I noticed Nero was on there before, who works in real estate. You know, so you might have a headline: how to make money via real estate. So that's quite a vague headline. But if we wanted to bring some uniqueness to it, we could take, let's say, a success story, or some ultra specificity. Is we could take that and we could basically say, how a single mum from Sutherland made $80,000 on one property transaction in 9 months, and that makes it far better because we're bringing in that ultra specificity. Now, if we want to make it a little bit more unique, we could perhaps reference a tool. So we could say something along the lines of, how a single mum use this triple pronged property technique, to make X, Y, Z. So you can see how this sort of process works. Is we tweak the specificity, we tweak the uniqueness, and we keep stepping it up from there. So basically, in a nutshell, the 3 things that we've covered to get your headlines noticed on Facebook is one, is understanding your prospect. So really getting in there and deep diving and look at who they are, interview them, jump on Amazon and look at what these prospects are talking about. Look at books which they buy. If you're in the beauty industry, look for all the beauty books and look for all the frustrations and that sort of thing. So understanding your topic. Phone up your customers. Get on the phone with them. And I'd put an Instagram screenshot recently. If you go to my Instagram profile, just look up Scott Bywater Instagram, and it shows an example of someone who does that. And they make 10 calls a week, basically, to their prospects, and they get inside their head. So that's step 1, understand your prospects. Step 2 is get inside the conversation which is currently going on in your customer's mind. So at the moment, there's this whole new year, new you thing going on. So you could use it, along that sort of thing. When kids are going back to school, what are the mothers going through? If you want to approach the mothers and sell something to mums at that time. So you're entering the conversation that's going on in the customer's mind, which springboards from actually understanding, your prospects. So that's really key, as well. And third is the 4 U's. And again, I'll just repeat that one last time: unique, useful, hey Phil, how are you? Urgent, and ultra specific. So looking at how you can incorporate the 4 U's into your headline and into your copy. So do that, and finally test coming at things from a number of different angles, because the first thing you do won't necessarily work and won't necessarily pull. And if you want to become an advertising or marketing expert, then come at it, pull out 6 or 12 different angles that you use your ad by, and come at it from each of those different angles, because what you're going to find is that one of them will generally pull far better than the others. So if you have 5, you'll probably find that one is going to outrank the others significantly, and then you use that as what we call in the direct marketing industry as your control. So that becomes your control, and then you base everything, and then you try and beat that, and then you try and beat that, and so on. So that's really key. So that's how you get your Facebook ads noticed. If you've got any questions, fire them here. For some reason, I can't see the questions on this Facebook Live if there has been any. But I will come on afterwards and just make a note and answer any questions if there is any. So feel free to send them through. Happy to answer them. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.